I wanted to do this for a while, so really we're going to do two things. One is a fact correct because I think many other people got it wrong. Like, oh, is that what happened? But again, you're talking to Dave Letterman. It's going to be really, really funny, but some stuff needs a little bit of explanation. And it's pretty amazing how much double jokes there were in this conversation. So this is Dave talking to Norm after he was allegedly fired. And I think people have kind of gotten that story wrong just a little bit. But if you listen closely, you're like, oh, okay, I think I get it now. I get it now.
Adios. I'd get in the cab. Absolutely. Hit the dirt. Come on over here to CBS. We'll get you a nice show. We'll put you together.
Right. So the joke there is Dave in the early 90s had a big back and forth with NBC. And there was a big controversy if he was going to stay at NBC or leave for CBS. So obviously he's making fun of NBC management and how he ultimately decided to go with CBS. But for a while, it was a big thing. Well, is he going to go to ABC? Is he going to go to Fox? What's happening? It was like the whole late night wars. That was a real thing in the early 90s. I was just a kid, but even I was aware, like, wow, what the hell's happening with Dave? So, yeah, Dave slipping in a little anti-NBC joke. But okay, let's get to the thing where I assumed that when he was fired from SNL, he was fired completely. It's like, no, that's not what they did. They fired him from the weekend job because, well, we know why. We know why.
Well, now, will you stay on the rest of the show?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay. Like I do. Also, other than doing an update, I do like sketches, but like I stink in those.
Right. So Don, the NBC exec, who was very pro OJ, so this is very blatant, but you can't really say that. I would think, yeah, actually, technically nowadays, he'd have an easy civil suit that they were firing him for his political opinion, basically saying, oh, keep making fun of OJ, and they didn't like that. So instead he said, oh, I don't think you're really funny. It's like, oh okay. So, yeah, we'll take you off the weekend. However, it's kind of clever. So they fired him from technically the anchor job, but they didn't fire him from SNL. Obviously, later they did, but they just did it in stages. So it's like, oh, we're going to get rid of you from the weekend and then have him do the sketches and then be like, oh, we just don't have any room because SNL has a big cast. It does happen. Like the cast does change every couple of years. So you can see they're being clever saying, okay, we can't really get rid of him completely. People go crazy. So we'll just put you in other things. And it's like, oh, okay. And then it's like, oh, we got to change the cast. Oh, okay. And there you go. Very, very clever censorship. But everyone kind of knew, like, yeah, he's an OJ guy. So that's what happened. But, oh, man, there were so many great parts and jokes to this. But this one, I was like, oh, okay. When you think it through, that was actually pretty clever. And it is true that Norm was kind of very unique in SNL. He didn't create too many characters. Here's his attempt to make an iconic character.
They're like, here, you're the scientist, and you're the scientist in charge of Monkey Boy or some damn thing. And and then I'm like running in, going, hey, cheerleaders, what's going on? I haven't seen Monkey Boy, and I don't know how to.
Yeah, that was like. Right, he'll be the scientist. Keep track of Monkey Boy with the cheerleaders. It's like, no, he's very creative. I'm sure if he put his mind to it, he could have created some really great iconic characters. But yeah, that's like, I didn't think about that. Yeah, he hasn't, except for the anchor job, he didn't really do too many characters. I'm sure if we go back to the sketches, he did play technically characters, but he never really had like those signature characters that you could just take and put in a movie or something. So, like Opera Man, you go through the list, you're like, oh yeah, right. His main strength was the impressions. Like his impressions were great. Larry King, right, that was a very good one. Bob Dole, Quentin Tarantino, the Tarantino one was so consistently funny. That was just hilarious. He got that exactly right. But yeah, he didn't really do too many characters to show up in sketches. So it'd be like, I don't know if that was by plan or design. It's just like, yeah, his strengths were really the impressions and the anchor job. So they were kind of being clever, trying to get rid of him. But, I don't know. I guess it was his choice. He could have created a few iconic characters. Scientist and Monkey Boy. That would have been the big thing in the late 90s. I don't know. But just doing the fact check, yeah, it's like they didn't fire him completely. They did it in a They did it in stages. And there we are. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. Final thing. OJ died of cancer. Probably now we know. That's very ironic because, yeah, Norm died in a very similar way. It's a very ironic twist that they died in very similar fashions, but for very different reasons.